What is up, YouTube? I am here to talk about the new Chainsaw Man movie that came out. What can I say about it? Is that it was amazing. Um, all the reviews on it were perfect in my eyes. Everything that's been done about the animation from Mappa and all them, credit is shown in what they portrayed in this movie. Anime has taken over. I'm not even joking. The box office numbers have shown that anime will take over the box office no matter what. With Demon Slayer taking over during the summer events to now Chainsaw Man Reze arc, it blew everything out of the water this month. And it's not saying anything because for what was coming out, Chainsaw Man was going to own the theater. I mean, how many Chainsaw Man fans have been relevant through this time? It just goes to show that this movie was destined to succeed. No failures, no nothing. Because what I have read about Chainsaw Man, about the devils, about Denji, about the characters that grow in this anime, and the ones that kind of falter too, it's not just some anime that, is for like the people that are like, oh, it's just a guy that just is fascinated with boobs and is fascinated with just being around women. What people don't understand, and a lot of people don't touch on this, Denji is 16 years old. Okay? He grew up without a family. He was homeless. And he did what he needed to do to survive. And when he met Pochita, the Chainsaw Devil, he didn't make a deal with Pochita. Pochita and him just grew together. Pochita loved listening to everything that Denji was saying, and they became best friends. So when Denji was dying and Pochita said, I'm going to offer you a contract. I'm going to give you me as myself as a heart, and I want to live through your eyes and see what you want as a human. And Denji had everything he wanted after that. But that's where the manga turns into... Poor Denji goes through it, man. After this movie, I think this is where the arcs and the devils that Denji faces, it gets rough for him. And it was rough to see what he went through in the Reze arc, because Reze is a very good character. She lured him in, did what she needed to do to get what she wanted, and that was his chainsaw heart. And that's why in some of the promotional material, Denji's like, why does everyone want my chainsaw heart? Why does no one want my heart? And as a 16-year-old, he's going through a lot. He wants to live happy, play video games all day, be with a woman for the rest of his life. And that's what he sees with Makima, because she is giving him everything he's never had. Attention, a reason to push forward as the Chainsaw Devil. She's actually giving him everything he desires. And that's what Reze was doing. She's giving him attention. She's making him feel wanted. She's listening to him. She was honestly what Denji wanted out of a woman. But of course, devil's got a devil. That's how the devils work. They persuade you in with, whatever you desire, and then you are done for. And this is what I love about Chainsaw Man, is because no matter what, Denji will push through and do what he needs to do. And that's what this anime is portrayed throughout the story. This kid has been beaten down since he was a kid, brought into the devil hunting business because he had nothing better to do. His family left him in debt. He had to pay off that debt. And then when Pochita came along, Pochita was left alone. There's a whole backstory of Pochita that will probably be explained throughout the manga and the anime, hopefully coming forward. But that's where Denji and Pochita meet. They're both at their lowest. They try to build a life together, and both of them get double crossed, and that's when Denji becomes the Chainsaw Devil. And what Denji wants is what any 16-year-old boy wanted back in the day. I, as a 16-year-old boy, yeah, I wanted to just sit down and play video games all day, eat amazing food, be around girls that I liked. So I understand what Denji's coming through. A lot of people will be like, oh, that's just weird that Denji just wants to touch boobs all the time. Yeah, he's a 16-year-old boy. Of course he wants to touch boobs. That's just how a guy thinks and wants to live. And when it comes down to it, he's just looking to live a normal life. He hasn't matured yet. He's just wanting to live, man. And this is what I love about it, is this is just how Denji wants to be. And this anime is portrayed a lot. Yeah, I judged it hardcore when I first saw it. I was like, Chainsaw Man, what the heck is this? But the devils are meant to show what we fear the most. The bomb devil. She was portrayed because we fear bombs. So the more fear that a devil is portrayed on, the stronger they grow. Chainsaw is literally fed into the manga of why the Chainsaw Devil was feared. You have the Sword Devil. You have the Gun Devil. That is the biggest factor of this whole anime. Literally, there is a devil in the anime called, I think it was like the Darkness Devil. The fear dark. And that devil alone, you know, how many people have that fear? I have that fear. The fear of the dark? Yeah, I'm deathly afraid of the dark. So these devils grow in strength to what they're feared on. And this is what I didn't know about the anime. I was like, oh. So when I found out why these devils are created, yeah, it makes more sense on why, you know, what it is for what it is. And I've grown to like it a lot. And I really hope for the best of everything. You know, Chainsaw Man, Demon Slayer, Kaiju number 8, all these animes they're growing. I want them to take over the box office because there's not a lot coming out that is portraying great storytelling. A lot of it's just like, whatever, yeah, cool. But anime's taking over. And I'm happy for it because the animations are doing well. The voice acting's both in dubbed and subbed. Kudos to them. They are putting a lot of effort into making these characters jump out from mangas and from what they are given in the animations. They're doing their very best, and I applaud them every time. Animators, pop off, man. They are going insane. This film had a budget, I think, of like 12 million to 40 million. It already exceeded its budget in the first weekend alone. It was at 100 million weekend one, and it's still growing. I kind of want to go see it again. I might go see it again this Friday to just show my love and support to these animators at MAPPA, Ufotable, all these other small ones that are helping them. I want to help them because these people deserve it. They don't get it a lot when it gets put on Netflix or Crunchyroll. They just get the small amounts because, again, they're sold to these bigger companies to be portrayed out there. But for the movies, this is where most of the credit goes. From merchandising to the movies to the, you know, everything else. I will support these guys because my love for anime has not fallen out, and it won't fall out. I have now watched more animes than I've watched movies in the past since 2024 to 2025. Yeah, there's a couple movies that are coming out that I'm excited for because they're franchise built. But when it comes to anime, they are coming off of mangas that might not have been popular that are now popular because of the animes. And I applaud that. And that's what I feel like Marvel Comics is still doing, which they did before, which they are now still doing. That jumping from the comic book to the big screen is a big step in what they can do for either movies, animation, or whatever. But anime needs to stay in anime, and that's what I love about it, is that it's not looking to make live action. It's looking to make it elite from manga to anime, and that's where they make their money maker. So if you are looking to watch a goofy animation filled, yes, it is kind of sexual because of what Reze has to do to get into Denji's head. Yeah, it's going to be sexual because that's how she wants to get him. That's how easy a 16-year-old boy will be portrayed as. Go see this movie. If you love Chainsaw Man and you love anime, this will not disappoint. The action, the storytelling. The first part of the movie was beautifully told because it's a girl trying to get inside a guy's head. And you don't realize it at first until she comes out as the bomb devil. And then she betrays him, and then the whole story itself just goes from there. And that's when, you know, the fight scenes happen, and it becomes a beautiful story. This is what I love about anime, is that their stories are not just, oh, here's a girl that looks hot that will mess with the main actor. No. They tell a story deep inside that the animators leave in front of you. And there's very subtle hints of what is going on. And it shows in the animations. And this is what I love about animations. They will do whatever they can to throw little messaging, and that's what I love about it. So I will probably go see it again. I got 2 reviews coming up in a couple weeks. We got Predator Badlands, and then we got The Running Man coming up for November. And then December, boy oh boy are we filled with joy for December. We got the Fallout series coming out. We got Five Nights at Freddy's coming out, and then we got Avatar 3. I can't remember what it's called, but it's Avatar 3. And who knows what else is coming out between November and December. January, I actually have nothing planned but for my birthday, but we'll see what comes out for movie-wise. But if I can get recordings done tonight for Battlefield, I will have a review for Battlefield hopefully Friday or Saturday. So be prepared for another gaming review because Battlefield has been a blast. Right now, you're getting Call of Duty footage because Zombies was the only thing I wanted to play at the time. But hopefully, I can get to Battlefield up because their Season 1 just dropped yesterday. And boy, oh boy, am I having fun on the Battle Royale and Battlefield itself. So, another review coming up this week and actually in the next 3 weeks. So, I am excited for what's coming. This is why I love movies and gaming because my schedule is filled to the brim of cool stuff. And hopefully, I can get some TikToks up for my TikTok page and have that ready. But, guys, I'm just in amazement of what Chainsaw Man has been portrayed as and what's coming for Chainsaw Man in the future because the manga is still, I think it's still ongoing. It's almost wrapping up, but there's a lot to behold for Chainsaw Man, and I cannot wait for the rest of it, and I cannot wait for you guys to check it out. You guys have a good rest of your days. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you love the reviews. I'll catch you in the next ones. Peace.